All right. Well, next up, we have the Stanford Cardinal, who are kind of surprising this past year. They ended up going 4-2, which a lot of people weren't expecting them to be very well. A lot of turnover from the year before. Then they had a lot of restrictions put on them for COVID, and like they weren't even allowed to practice at their practice facility. They had to go somewhere else off campus to practice.
Yeah, it was so awkward, and it was like a 20-mile bus ride or something like that. And it's like, God, that's exhausting in itself.
David Shaw's been there for a minute now, and I think this might be one of his best coaching jobs, honestly, going 4-2 under the circumstances with the roster that they had. But yeah, I mean, recruiting definitely took a drop since the past 5 years, where they were in the late teens. For the most part, they were 50th for this coming season. I don't know.
So
I like David Shaw.
I like David Shaw a lot. I do not like. I don't want to. I hope that no one important is watching this, because I'm about to say something that's. I mean, I like David Shaw, but I think that David Shaw is on an undercover hot seat.
Okay. I disagree, but give me your.
Well, because they were at such an elite level, these last few years have been a little bit disappointing. They were a lot better than where they are now. They have dropped pretty significantly. And I think that Stanford is one of those schools that cares about athletics a lot more than they pretend they do. Because at the Olympic level, they have like national championships and world championships, and they care a lot about those Olympic sports. So it would be obvious that they care about football too, the sport that actually makes money for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to say like he's being fired, but I hope he has a good season this year, because if he doesn't, I think
this year could be a rough year. I don't think I think it's going to be another year or two before they're back. They're going to be losing their starting quarterback, Davis Mills. They're losing some offensive linemen. They're losing a bunch of people from this past year, where they're going to need to replace. I think this is going to be a down year for Stanford, but
I think it's fine that it's a down year, but I think that they need to make a bowl game.
Let's get into their schedule a little bit. They do have an interesting opening game. They play a neutral site game at Jerry World versus Kansas State.
That's a weird matchup. I'm not upset about it. I love weird matchups, but to be at Jerry World, that's a weird matchup.
Yeah. Then they start conference play a little earlier than other schools. They play at USC. Then they jump back into the non-conference play at Vanderbilt.
Yep.
Then they jump back into the conference, play UCLA, Oregon, at Arizona State, at Washington State, Washington, Utah, at Oregon State, California, and then the big one, they finish home to Notre Dame.
So one thing I like about their schedule is that they get all of the tough teams at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you get Oregon at home, you get UCLA at home, you get Washington at home, and you get Notre Dame at home.
Mm-hmm.
They've got to win at a minimum one or two of those games.
Yeah.
Being at home.
I agree.
And then, that gives you 2 wins. Maybe you beat Kansas State. You're going to beat Vanderbilt, so you're at 4. Yeah. And then you just win a couple games on the road, and you're at 6-6, and you're in a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, David Shaw. We've mapped out the way.
Just do it, man. Just do it. Why can't you just do it?
That's Oregon. They just do it.
You're right.